and no.
Because I
So-
haven't switched, but then I switched them.
I like the x squared next to the x to the third, because you know you're gonna pull out a 2x squared, right? But you can imagine, like,
I will never understand that.
what would happen if
And I'm
it
like,
has to be the other x.
Yeah.
I understand
And that would work, but then the 2x would have to go
I
over.
don't understand it, but like.
You get.
That's what I have.
Well, then,
So then, so then it's 2x squared minus 1.
yeah. Just like see how you.
Here you go, and then I'm like,
But then,
x squared. No, it's fine, I got you, like any day of the week. Something like that.
It's just
Yeah.
thin.
No,
That's why I was thinking about this one. I think it's supposed to be in here.
because we're finding, layer.
You wound up.
You.
It's just a positive two,
I don't
and then there's the negative.
So what did you say, like, oh, this,
Like,
so then this one.
Yeah, you had that as a negative one.
Put it away. We wound up on you again.
where? You did it again, Mr. Spama.
Make up on that pen.
Eden, stop threatening to hurt people.
Yeah.
Morgan, stop making fun of people's friends.
I'm sitting here and doing
Okay.
homework and she just making my pen. She calls it a thin pen.
Morgan, if you haven't learned the fact that pens are important to people. Is that a pencil though?
This one.
Oh, okay.
I asked him if I could use it, and he said, yeah. And then I drew a dog, and it was very thin. Like, you see that? You can't even see it.
Sorry, the insult was that it's thin?
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly. Like,
Alright, I'm just gonna back out. I don't wanna. I'm good.
Like, how do you fix that problem? You know?
I'm not sure. It's a learning experience for Ms. Dahlstrom and myself. I'm not really sure. As long as it stays funny like this and lighthearted like this, great. I'm just nervous that one day it's not gonna be.
I feel like by the end of the semester it might be, yeah.
We'll find out. We'll find out. It's really going. It's increasing every day.
He did wind up. So.
Okay.
he did wind up twice.
Seems a little extreme.
Already hit it, too.
Yeah.
All right. Hey.
That was
Hey.
first day.
Hey.
That was
Hey. Do you realize what a nonsense video this is for Izzy right now? We need to. Hey. We need to get it together. Okay. Talk to your partner and see if you want to come up here. Hands up.
Can I write?
Is it one person or the group?
2. One person writes, one person talks. 1, 2.
Okay.
Michaela, look at me. 2, 3, 4. You guys are not?
Kaden never does.
2.
I was gonna say, no one remembered what number we were. But no one said, oh, it's us.
better in here though? A little bit.
Yeah.
I think the chillers might be working again, because I'm feeling like
The chillers?
the chillers? Not the AC.
Never heard that before in my life.
No, it's actually called. It's not like a word to replace AC. It's actually a different thing than air conditioning. It's like cold. They have basically pipes going through that have cold water being pumped through them, and then the air goes over the pipes, chills the air, and then pushes it out instead of actually cooling down the air. They're called chillers.
Do we have?
Honestly, we can afford that. We can.
So we don't have AC. We're chill.
We have
I
chillers.
believe so. Yes.
That's why
That makes a lot more sense.
Yeah. All right, go for it. Okay, so and talk. Hey, can you talk over here so that Izzy can hear? Gosh dang it, Izzy.
Okay, so Sarah's putting them in a box, so she did 4x cubed in the top left, 2x squared. Okay, got it. So then you just start taking out.
I think the hardest thing about this is figuring out what to put where. So can you tell me why?
Sarah and I did it. Sarah and I did it differently, but like 4x cubed went up here, and then you need to like they have an x squared in common, so those need to like be by each other, so you can take the x squared out of both of them. And then you have like the remaining x here, so that needs to get taken out of the 4x cubed.
Perfect.
And then the negative one just goes wherever. So then those have, wow, we're just going so fast. So,
For some that's not even there, Meg, just.
okay, so the 4x cubed and the negative 2x have a 2x in common, and then the negative 1 and the 2x squared have a 1 in common. So then the 4x cubed and the 2x squared have a 2x squared in common, and the bottom just has a negative 1. So then it's 2x plus 1, and then 2x squared minus 1.
Lovely job. Wonderful job.
So
Good rest.
overwhelming.
Amazing. What are you up now with I'm a winner? So you got like 80 of them?
Probably.
Do you need an extra one? Did you take the last one?
Yes, I
You're
did.
taking a dinosaur, aren't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Excited face.
I want to see that.
I love when people get into the animals and they do this thing where like they get ready and then they're like they're like straight up each one like obviously this one, this one. You know, I love that when they bend down, they get their face right in those animals and they're like checking everyone out individually. The cats are my favorite. The cats in the farm bunch. They've got messed up eyes. I love it. Somebody's trying to paint like little blue dots on them and instead painted like, it's like if my eyes were like this big on my face. Huh?
I have some bugs
and some fuzzy buttons.
Nice.
I think.
All right, last kind.
Morgan, put the judgy face in it.
Last kind.
Moving on.
Last kind is special products. Do you remember we made that, was it red? Grab that red half sheet out. So do you remember how I told you that if you're going one direction, it's multiplying? So do you guys remember when I told you that going one way was multiplying and the other way was factoring? Yes? I'm gonna grab a copy for myself. All right.
Okay.
So now what we're doing, stay with me please. Now what we're doing is we're gonna go the opposite way. So before we were going from left to right, and now we're going right to left when we're factoring. Okay? So I am going to give you two problems to try. Let's try this one. Example 10. 4m squared minus 9. Now technically, you could do an Xbox problem with this, and you would put 4m squared top right corner, negative 9 in the bottom right. You'd multiply them together. Can you visualize it in your head? And on top of the x, you would put negative 36m squared, right? And what would you put on the bottom? What's the middle number here? 0, right? Yeah, so it'd be 0m on the bottom, and you're trying to think of two things that would multiply to get negative 36 and add to get 0, which is 6 and negative 6. So you could do it with an Xbox, and it would totally work. But what I'm hoping that you start seeing is when you see something like that, you think, that looks like a squared minus b squared. Do you see how 4 is a perfect square and 9 is a perfect square? So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to say, okay, this looks like a squared minus b squared, and I'm going to use the formula. So all I have to figure out is what is a and what is b. So if a squared is 4m squared, then what's a? 2m. And if b is 9, or sorry, b squared is 9, then what's b? 3, and then I'm just going to follow my formula. My formula says I need to take a plus b and a minus b. So this is going to be 2m plus 3 and 2m minus 3, and it's done. Special products can be solved with an X box the long way, but if you can look at it and go, those look like perfect squares to me, then it's really fast and easy. Okay, let's try again. I want you to try this one. M cubed minus 64 n cubed. Okay, so with your partner right now, first thing you need to figure out is which one